record on to the cloud. Okay, so now we're really launching. I'm gonna stop the video on the computer. I'm gonna move outside because it's a little bit nicer. And I'm gonna put my headphones in. Anybody have any lovely things to say in the meantime?
Everything's kind of awesome. Both of us too.
Oh, I'm not even here. Okay, opening it back up.
Welcome back.
Oh, I need to make you the host, don't I, Daiga?
Yes, you need to. Yes, you need to still.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay, take your time.
All right, I think we're good to go.
Good, amazing.
Amazing. Okay. Hello, and we say a good day to you this moment of your time. As the Pleiadian Council, we do speak on behalf of the Galactic Alliance and many beings of the light of service to your Earth realm that are wishing to connect and support you. It is our great pleasure to bring these transmissions to you, and we thank you for it allows a great mutual expansion to occur through the reflections that you offer us and the reflections that we offer you. So, today, let us speak first a bit about this idea, this powerful experience you know to be the Lion's Gate. And this is an energetic window that occurs the 8th of August. Numerologically, the double 8 sequence opens up a window and it allows you to tune in spiritually to gain strength and to gain a sense of deeper connection to the infinite. There are powerful frequencies coming into your world at this time. Now, first of all, let's say that what makes all of this happen? You hear of all of these very powerful windows of energetic opening. And you must understand that you have a great role in this. A part of what allows for big collective waves of energy is your own anticipation of such collective shifts. And so some of you get the inspiration that a certain time will be one of a vast energetic shift. And the more you spread that message, the more humans come to anticipate something occurring at that time. And the more people anticipate that, you create that experience. And this is true about everything that occurs for you in your reality. When you anticipate good experiences, spiritual openings, new initiations coming to you in your life, those are the things that you will attract. When you anticipate doom, struggle, and pain, those are those things that you will come to experience. And now there are many people anticipating different things in your world. even many of you who consider yourselves beings of light are anticipating things that you deem as negative. So there is no need to do this. And in fact, it is very detrimental for you to keep your focus in negative potential futures. Because when you do so, you very much create them. What you may forget when you look to the future is that you have the power to use challenging experiences in positive ways. Now, at this window, many of you anticipate an inflow of light, of healing, of transformation. And so that is what you may create. And use this understanding to bring your focus to all of the ways that you can anticipate positivity and therefore create it. Whenever you notice yourself looking towards the future with apprehension, use that as a moment to shift and reframe. For you want to be in a state of ease. You want to feel that relaxation in your body. And you want to know deeply that anything that challenges you is there to strengthen you. You don't manifest anything as punishment. You manifest things as growth. As growth. And understand, much like building a muscle, if you don't strain it just a little bit, things do not grow and expand. So that also brings us to speak to some of the energetics of this particular Lionsgate window. Well, first of all, every July 26th, there is a rising of your sun with Sirius, initiating a new cycle, a new year. Understand that there are many new year points from many different systems, and they are all beginning a new phase. As cycles end, new cycles begin. So we wouldn't encourage you to only shift your focus to certain ideas of new years, for all of the new years are powerful times. This is the beginning of a new year in its own right. And there will be another such new year in September, a different cycle beginning. But this rising with Sirius brings you to connect with your spiritual origins. A certain extraterrestrial group from Sirius has seeded your world with codes of light, love, and a powerful connection to source. And that impression remains, as Sirius is this guiding compass for you to bring your spiritual awareness to open. So these beings are strongly with you now. And beyond that, there is this 8-8 significance. And 8 is, in your esoteric systems, a number of strength. It is an energy that sees obstacles as opportunities to grow. It is an energy that knows that it is through persevering and staying focused on your ideals in the face of challenge that the greatest forces of spirituality awaken within you. It is also an understanding that true strength is not pushing up against anything, but it is a gentleness that remains steady and focused. And in that gentleness, the fear diminishes. And when fear diminishes, those creatures and beings that seem negative will also transform through your presence of gentle, open non-resistance. And that energy is strong now. The 8 also opens you to infinity. It allows you to connect more with the infinite and those realms beyond. Now, this year, you have 884 as a numerology. When you add the digits together, it creates another number. 2020 is a 4 year. 2020 relates to the 4 idea of structure, and it is a time of restructuring. So structures have to go through death and rebirth cycles where old structures fall away to make way for the new ones. And you can consider this a moment of initiating yourself in having that gentle non-resistance in face of that restructuring process. Now, when you add all together, it makes a 20. 20, of course, similarly connecting to the 20 in your year of 2020. And esoterically, it means judgment or discernment. It is the ability to see things clearly. It is the ability to see things for what they really are. The idea, again, of judgment has a negative connotation in your world, but judgment is very much different from condemnation. Judgment, when channeled in the direction of discernment, allows you to see clearly all of the options before you and see reality very powerfully for what it is. Allow that to be your focus in this time, and in this powerful shift of the energies, allow yourself to see clearly what is before you. Understand, again, that now you have very much been in the eye of the storm in terms of the events moving through the collective, and soon there will be another move through some of the patterns you have already seen, another cycle. So it is a good time now to reflect upon any lessons that you have learned, any mistakes that you have made, to transform those mistakes, of course, into lessons, so that you know that you don't have to make the same choices again. Remembering the power of your choice is key in this time, because it is through choice that you are able to pick a new structure than you chose the last time. And structure is necessary for this idea of manifestation and transformation. When you have an intention and you channel powerful love into it, and you create a strong structure to hold that love and that intention, something immense and beautiful will grow. So use this time to plant your seeds for a very powerful initiation that is on its way. We thank you for allowing this message, this transmission, to begin our interaction today. And now we ask you, how can we support you this moment of your time with your inquiries, questions, reflections, anything you wish to share with us? We would be very excited, very pleased, and interested in what you have to share.
Hello. So I have a question.
Yes.
So the last year or years, I had a very traumatic back pain on my right side, and it was a very tough experience for me because I was working to go into the pain and to figure out what it is about and what it means. And then after a while, it disappeared, and I could grow from this pain a lot. And now, some days ago, I was dancing a lot, and then something happened, and in my back, my lower back, on the left and the right side, it started hurting very much. And now it became better the last days, but it felt that it was all about some very heavy energy and something like like a message for me to just become still again and to focus. And could you maybe talk or share a little bit about that topic of lower back pain and how to release it, or
Yes.
how to figure out? Yes.
Well, are you feeling supported? Do you trust in the support that is there for you?
Maybe I was a bit uncertain about the support that I gave myself. Maybe I was supporting too much for the outside than for myself in the last time.
Yes.
Yes.
So you relate to that idea then of not feeling fully supported. And if you are the one that needs to support yourself, this then is your body's way of communicating that with you. So it also has to do with receiving as much support as you are giving. Understand that you cannot support others if there are not others supporting you yourself.
Is it okay when I have the feeling that I can support someone that I love, but not get the same support back in a way, but get the support back from someone else?
Yes, though you must make a fair assessment then of, are you receiving enough support in order to continue to be of support for others? It is a dance of truly finding the right equilibrium. Because if you receive support from very few, but give support to very many, then eventually you may find that those that you are supporting, you won't be able to hold. And there may be a projection, a blame that comes in your direction that is unnecessary. It is avoidable if you make sure that you yourself are as supported as you really need to be.
Okay, thank you. And in this case, how can I set boundaries for myself to say no sometimes, to get enough or to get more support for myself, or even more space or room for myself? And how can I clear that feeling sometimes that I need to be there for so many people?
Yes. So to clarify what we've already said, it's okay if somebody doesn't support you the way that you support them,
Yeah.
but they must support you in some way. There may be other ways that they can support you. So the simplest way that everyone can and ought to be supporting is through the energy of appreciation, through gratitude, acts of kindness, gentleness, and love in exchange for what you are sharing. And if some people cannot support you in this way at all, then it is often better to cut off that support that you are giving them, because there must be some sort of energetic exchange, or else you will continue to be drained. Other people that you support emotionally, spiritually, energetically, in some similar way, in practical ways that they may, for example, helping you with certain physical tasks, or helping you gain an understanding of things that you don't fully understand. If you make those exchanges more common, then those relationships will feel easier. And in general, if you don't feel you have the energy to give and you give it anyway, it is like continuing a pattern of self-defeat. So you must be comfortable saying, I would love to help you, but now isn't a moment where I feel I have the charge to do so. We need to do this again another time when I'm feeling more rested, more capable, more in the flow of being of service to you in this way.
Thank you. That cleared out a lot for me.
Oh, well, thanks to you as well.
Mhm. So there's a question from Bianca, and she's asking, what are star seeds? And are all people who incarnate on Earth considered star seeds?
Well, the term star seed, of course, is a new one that may have different meaning for everybody. Though the meaning that we would find most applicable is that a star seed is somebody who is aware of their connection to extraterrestrial beings and consciousness. Yet everyone has these connections. So a connection that you have on a soul level will affect you differently whether you are aware of it or not. When you bring awareness to it, you allow energy to flow. You allow yourself to become conscious of these beings and these beings to be conscious of you. So a starseed is somebody who is then consciously bringing their awareness into these connections. This isn't to say that somebody who is not aware of these connections does not have them. They are simply not activating them. Now, again, this brings up this idea of past, future, or parallel lifetimes. Understand that you have very many of them. In a sense, you have an infinite amount of them. In a given moment, there may be a couple 100,000 that are potential, and from 10 to 200 or so that you make active connections with. Of course, most of them are unconscious. So as you move through your life, you will start to light up and make a bridge between different incarnate aspects. And as things change in your reality, you might start to make a connection to other incarnate aspects. So somebody who has no awareness of their extraterrestrial incarnations now, but has lived and viewed many past lives, may go through a sudden shift and awakening where their extraterrestrial lifetimes start to activate and connect with them as well.
Thank you for sharing.
Oh, we thank you as well.
Hello. Thank you for being here, Pleiadians.
Yeah,
Can
so
you,
thanks you as well.
can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. I have a question regarding my living situation.
All right.
I find it very difficult still after about a year to deal with the barking of dogs all around my house. There are really many dogs, and
Yes.
I have found very many lessons I've learned already in regards to sound. So it's been quite interesting, and
Yes.
I got the message kind of to move on. So I'm wondering if there's anything the Pleiades would like to say regarding my living situation. Is it correct that it would be best that I learned what I needed to learn here, and then to just have faith that I can attract a new living situation to myself?
Yes. Yes, indeed, it is wiser to move. It will be transformative and helpful for you in initiating a new chapter personally to move to a new location. So do search, do put yourself out there, make it known that you are looking for a new opportunity, and allow what comes. It may happen quickly within, say, 2 weeks, or it may take longer depending on how the energies shift in the environment around you.
Mm-hmm.
And in the meantime, you can use your own sound or sounds, singing or playing music, to sort of counteract those sounds around you that have this negative impact on you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing.
Yes.
Yeah, it felt really
It is, in that sense, a good lesson in understanding how powerful vibration is.
Oh, yes. Yeah, definitely. Mm. Is there a particular reason why I moved to this location? It feels like it's kind of even a vortex, or just really interesting energies, or yeah, a lot of heavy past here as well, I guess.
Yes, it is a powerful vortex location that allows for a greater opening to those realms of spirit and a greater sensitivity. So it brings you in for a personal transformation. And you can say you have been gravitated towards this particular location for this longer term transformation. And to be in this environment with so many sounds initially is a way that you again become sensitized to vibration, both externally, knowing how you are in a sense a part of your environment and all of these energies impact you, and also that you have a say in things, and that as you allow yourself to take power of your voice and the sounds that you create, you can, in a way, influence your environment and influence your own energy field through vibration.
Mm-hmm. And how do I stop it from feeling kind of like, I guess it's just my mind, that it's, my voice is so powerful. It's like I feel my neighbors disliking that it brings another energy to the space. And I was wondering if you could say anything about that.
You feel that your neighbors are disliking your voice.
Yes. Or not.
Have
Yes.
they told you that?
No. And it's yes and no. It's just in my own head. I know it's an old belief that my parents used to say to me. So.
All right.
Yeah.
This is more something that has to do with, again, what you have just mentioned as that earlier traumatic experience. There is a belief system that causes you to perceive negative attention that isn't there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So going back as an adult self to visit your inner child who learned this negative belief and holding a space of compassion and teaching them what you now know, so that that part of yourself can integrate within you and no longer project onto the world around you that there is this negative attention coming towards you.
Mm-hmm.
You can break free from that pattern.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really happy that it's really accurate what I was intuiting. And do you have any advice on, if I start looking at new situations, how not to let the mind go into a place of lack and feel my worthiness and abundance as I start looking to find a new home?
Do you know that you are innately worthy?
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
And do you suppose that the more balanced your energy field is, the more power to manifest you have innately?
Yes. Yeah.
So then you can see, if you invest a bit more of this energy you describe as money, it can actually allow you to attract more of the same energy by giving yourself a situation that truly allows you to find your own inner harmony that can then resonate with attracting and expanding abundance.
Yeah. Yeah. I was also seeing that the properties that I liked were
Yes.
Indeed, just more, yeah, a higher price and what I deserve as well. So I have no idea how that's going to happen, but I guess I'll just trust and know it's already done. So,
Yes.
okay.
Trust and know it's already done, but still take the action steps necessary to manifest it.
Yeah. Mm. Okay.
It is the balance of both, of this inner attitude, inner energetic alignment, and the outer necessary action steps. When you put them both in a perfect balance and let go of expectations, or at least your attachments to those expectations, then things can come to you in the smoothest way.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah, looking forward to that. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Yes, our great love and thanks to you as well.
Hello, Pleiadian Council. Thank you
Hello,
so
yes,
much.
welcome.
Thank you for being here today. I was feeling that the car I've had for 2 years is really uncomfortable on my body, and I haven't been able to resolve that with cushions. And I think 2 nights ago, I was driving, and then my body said, that's it, I can't do it anymore, because now I have chronic pain from this car. So I decided to try to find a car that I know worked for my body, a car that I used to have, and try to find one just like it. And I found one, and I was so excited. The next day, I took a 2-hour airport shuttle down to Phoenix, and I only had 3 hours of sleep, and I saw this car, and there were some issues that I either overlooked or just didn't really know enough about. And I might have acted against my intuition might have been whispering to me, maybe not this one, but I bought it and I paid too much for it. And I'm realizing now that it probably has some mechanical issues. And I'm feeling pretty bad that I spent so much money on something. I don't want to waste the money I've been given. And so I have a lot of feelings about this, and I'm hoping to turn this experience into gold, like learn some valuable lessons, and hopefully maybe be reassured. Maybe the car can last me for a little while, or be a good car for long enough, or something, or maybe I can sell it or something. I didn't want this to be a foolish decision, and I don't know if it was, but it sounds like it was, and I'm feeling really not so good about it. And I'm wondering what you can tell me and how to move through this now and make the best of it.
Well, why do you suppose, or what have you learned that makes it seem as if it's a foolish decision?
Because I checked the transmission fluid, and then I researched it later, and it's indicating that there's could be a big problem with the transmission, but I don't know for sure yet until I take it to a mechanic, I guess.
Yes. Again, do not assume the worst before you know all of the details. So there is a good chance that this car will last you some time, and there's a good chance that it will suit your body better, and hence, as it meets your primary intention, the other aspects of it are not as consequential. There may be more energy you need to invest in fixing parts of it up, though we are not seeing it as so negative in the way that you are seeing it.
Oh, okay. Was this a good choice for my body?
Yes, for your body, yes.
Was this a good choice overall?
Yes, though understand, we don't really see good and bad choices in the same way that you do. We understand that that is a concept in your world, though what we invite you to see from this higher fifth dimensional perspective, you could say, is that everything is a process of growth and expansion. So when something doesn't end up meeting your expectations, you still learn something from it that allows you to grow spiritually and also allows you to be more discerning in your physical reality. So with every seemingly negative thing that happens, there is something to gain and something to grow from having that experience. So, well, first of all, we don't see the car as so bad in the way that you might be fearing it is. And that's part of the lesson here, is that making decisions with an impulse, even though they may be good decisions, can allow you to feel regret afterwards because you didn't make the decision in a balanced space. You made it in an upswing state. And so naturally, when you choose from that sort of mania, there is inevitably going to be that downswing of a sort of shock or regret or feeling drained afterwards. So you
Yes.
can see the first lesson in always making decisions from a grounded, centered, harmonious space.
Yes.
And that will help you very much in your growth processes. And as well, we would say that, again, wait until you have all of the details to see if this is a good or bad decision in all senses. For to us, it seems like a fine decision.
A fine decision. Did you cut out for a second? Are you still there? Are you still there?
Yes, we said it seems like a fine
Oh.
decision.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So it seemed like a fine decision, but I made it from an ungrounded place, which is why I'm struggling with it. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, okay. So you're saying make the decisions from, a really calm and grounded place where I've had a chance to gather the information, and then I can feel good about
Yes.
it. It sounds like I made a good decision from a bad place, which is why I'm feeling so
Perhaps.
confused. What?
Yes. So one thing you can do is to, before you make a decision, write all of the potential pros and cons of that decision and take some time to meditate and reflect upon it and give yourself a night or two of sleep upon the decision. And that can help you to feel very certain in the decision.
Yes. Yes. And this car can help my body, I'm hoping. Is this what my body needs?
Yes,
is a
it
car
can.
like this? This will help because I'm going to be
Yes.
doing a lot of body. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of body work on my. I'm going to do 10 sessions of raw thing, and I felt like if I'm going to do that, I need to support my body in a car that can feel good and to my body. And
Yes.
I'm still in pain even in this car. So is it my body? Is it the car, or is it my body that is upset? I mean, the car's not upset, but is the new car causing more pain to my body, or is it just my body being pissed off from being in the other car for so long?
Well, your body is not something that only responds to the environment externally, physically. Your body is also causing you so much pain because of the inner emotional environment you are creating. And at the core of so much of this emotional chaos is doubt, is fear that expresses itself as and causes you to continuously judge or evaluate or look for those things that may be going wrong, could have gone wrong, will go wrong, and so on. So you need to develop an absolute attitude of true acceptance. Things are the way they are. They are not the way they are not. Things will be as they will be. They won't be as they won't be.
Mhm.
So, knowing that the universe is perfect in its manifestation, the universe never makes mistakes. So, any imbalance, any disharmony is a lesson, is something that you must again use as a means to discover strength, like we began this transmission sharing, that the truest strength is not pushing against. It is a gentleness that allows you to ease your resistance. And when you ease your resistance, you can tame the beast. So, for your body to really heal, you have to fully relax. And instead of relaxing, you are overstimulating yourself very much. Instead of relaxing, you are getting wrapped up in your mind very much. So no external cause or other person can do this or that for you until you get out of these mental loops and until you develop the behaviors that are healthy for your body, such as dancing, qigong, yoga, and most importantly of all, genuinely relaxing.
Yes, that's going to help my body heal. Okay, that's what's exacerbating it. And the car, my old car doesn't help because it's not ergonomic. So I thought I needed a more ergonomic car, and I think that's only a part. You're saying that's just a part of it.
Yes.
I see. Okay, so it's an important part, but there's other very more important pieces about relaxing and dancing and,
Yes.
and movement. And okay, I feel more clear now. Thank you so much. Do you have any other messages in regards to this that you would like to share?
No, that is all. That summarizes it. We thank you very
Thank
much
you
and our
so
great
much.
love and blessing to you as well.
Thank you so much, Pleiadian Council.
So we have a next question, and it's from Zentera, and he is asking, hello and greetings. Can you speak about the meaning of headaches? Thank you very much.
The meaning of what was that?
Of headaches. Headaches?
Headaches. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Headaches, yes. Headaches mean many different things in every circumstance. So you must understand there are so many different kinds of headaches. There are general headaches, there are migraine headaches, there are cluster headaches. So you have to interpret each headache based upon this type of headache and what is occurring before, during, and sometimes after the headache manifests. So the first cause of headaches is lack of hydration. This is the solution to most headaches that people experience. The second most common cause is withdrawal from substances, most notably caffeine. Now, you can see this as sort of a metaphor explaining the general cause of headaches is to be overly focused in the head or in the mind. When you are dehydrated or when you are not consciously engaged with your process of using these mind altering substances, you will create inflammation, create pain in your head. So other forms of headaches then do come from a mental fear, a mental projection. It can be from overthinking or having a very deep-seated existential nihilistic belief in lack or in the inherent negativity in some situations. And these belief systems and these insistent thoughts do create the great experience of headaches. So if you look at this again from a metaphysical lens, when somebody has the idea of a migraine headache, they have to go into darkness. Why? Because when you surround yourself in complete darkness, it does then come to show you that the tiniest bit of light within the darkness is enough to see clearly. And so what is this metaphorically teaching? It is saying that just the tiniest bit of light, again, helps you to see all of reality clearly. And so you must not fear the darkness or condemn the darkness. You must use it in a positive way and understand that even in the darkest situations, there's some light, there's some lesson, there's some blessing to extract. So in order to really break the train of headaches, then you must hydrate and breathe deeply and take care of your body, and then generally bring your focus from your head into your heart. Live from a heart-centered place, because when you live from a heart-centered place and allow your passion to guide you in the directions you choose to expand or not, then the head will naturally follow the heart. When the head attempts to lead the heart, it creates pain. When the head follows the heart, it creates flow. We hope that helps.
Yeah, thank you so much. So the next question comes from Celine, and she's asking, how can I have my full potential, and why don't have I it besides all I've done already?
Well, the idea of potential means something that is already existing within you but has yet manifest. And this question is a bit of a contradiction in itself, because you always have your fullest potential within you. To manifest your fullest potential is to put that potential that is lying dormant into form. Now, the best way to discover your potential is by raising your frequency. You raise your frequency by changing your emotional patterns. And you change your emotional patterns bit by bit, and every moment recognizing you have a choice between many options, whether these are options for activities, connections you can have with others, or even thoughts. You have the choice again between thoughts. So when you recognize you have the choice, and you look at all of your choices, and you notice out of all of the choices, which one raises my emotional state more than any other choice? Which one allows me to feel the greatest clarity and love? You make that choice and you follow that pathway, and then you'll have another choice. And if you continue to do this, and at every pathway you have a choice, you choose the one that resonates more with the core feeling and frequency of love, you will naturally over time start to unlock your potential. When you are in this flow state long enough, you will naturally always choose the things that bring you to feel passion, connection, love, ease, and flow. And those things will then bring you to develop skills in those areas, and those skills can then manifest as things that you can share with the world.
Thank you.
Oh, well, thanks to you as well.
So then I have another question.
All right.
It's about ups and downs and about waves. So everything is in waves in this universe, and we are always having experiences of
Yes.
a higher frequency and then a lower. And I was reading a book, it's called the Kybalion. It's about the hermetical principles, like the laws of the universe. And
Yes.
there's a lot about how you can become your own master, that you're not going always back into the darkness or always back into lower vibrations, that you can become such a master of the vibrations that you can actually raise your frequency high, that you don't need to go back into dark experiences. And for me, there's a wider understanding of the change of everything. And so can you talk a bit about the wave and about about the change of everything and why everything goes up and down? And yes.
All right, yes. So, yes, there does come a point where the waves no longer bring you into what you consider darkness or negativity. Instead of bringing you into darkness or negativity, it is, in a sense, still a contraction. You do, in a sense, tense up to help you get in touch with some degree of negativity. But again, every time you go on the downswing of the wave, the low tide, you could say, there is a release that's taking place. And it doesn't have to be dark and heavy the same way it once was. Yet, some people start to associate the need for negativity as part of the growth process. And hence, there can be addictions to the idea of catharsis or cathartic experiences. And that is a great hurdle for some to overcome. The idea that there needs to be a dramatic or intense release to move in a positive direction. Truly, the downswing can be as simple as sleeping in, or journaling, or making some tones. It doesn't have to be harsh. It is a genuine look at something that is creating resistance or a negative limitation, but it doesn't have to be the same pain it once was. I hope that clarifies that a bit.
Yes, it does. So I have another question. It's about change and about life and death.
Yes.
So I have the feeling that I am experiencing so many things in my life, and it is going so fast, and now it's like already August, and sometimes I have a kind of melancholic feeling these days, because I know here in Germany it will be winter or autumn very soon all again. And do you have any tip for me or any advice what I can do, what kind of mindset or ceremony to just become more still and to reflect everything that is happening so fast, because there are so many experiences and so many things are changing and evolving, accelerating. And
Yes.
yes, do you have any advice for me how I can just become still and yes, yeah.
Can be some moments where you completely turn off the idea of all electronic devices and simply do nothing. It can be moments where you do that and walk in nature. We see that you do this very much, though it is in a sense that simple to really dedicate some time to not do anything at all, knowing that in that stillness you are the most highly receptive.
Yes, maybe that is really important for me, because sometimes I'm doing too many things, and it's so important to remind myself to go into that silence, stillness, and to just stop. Yeah.
Yes. It is often as simple as stopping
Yes.
or directing your focus to something very simple, such as gazing into a candle flame, or bringing all of your awareness to a single tree or a single flower.
Yes. So, can I ask another question for my best friend? She wants to ask a question.
Yes.
So, she got a baby 4 months ago, and she has a very strong connection to the soul, and he's a very shining, sparkling being. And she's asking how she can intensify the connection to him, and how she can give him the most of attention and appreciation for life, and the energy for him to grow without wanting to imprint his being too much.
To love, to hold him, to play with him, it's all well and good. There's no need to fear, really. As long as she gives as much time and focus as she can, everything will be quite well and good. One thing that can help expand, of course, is to practice this idea of telepathy, understanding that, well, while there is a process of teaching language, at the same time, she can be learning through her child telepathy, learning how through feelings there are messages that the child is communicating. The child is communicating what they really need. So the more she listens closely with her heart, and in those moments the child experiences emotion, bringing her focus to her heart and feeling that emotion with the child, and extending out a wave of compassion to the child, the more that connection can expand, nurture, grow. Of course, playing beautiful healing tones and working with energy medicine with the child is also a way that the child can grow into these higher frequency vibrations as well. Though, of course, this is already a very brilliant and clear and bright soul surrounded by very powerful, beautiful people. So they will grow into be a very powerful and connected adult being at some point.
Thank you for sharing. So there are some more questions.
Yes.
So there's one question from Zen again. So can you share some methods or ways to make contact with the Pleiadians or other civilizations?
Yes. So understand that contact originates in your own heart. That as you bring your focus into your heart and allow yourself to feel deeply, and you hold the intention, you invite in the consciousness from our realm or any realm you intend to connect with, contact can emerge and grow. Now, a very powerful tool that we share sometimes, and there are recordings of this meditation if you wish to view them. It is to visualize a great column of light that goes to the center of the earth and out through the top of your head to the center of the galaxy. And as it goes on its journey there, it passes through many stars, including the star of the civilization you wish to connect with. And then you visualize the energy from that star. In this case, if you would connect with us, the star Alcyon, or sometimes the star Maya, and visualize it pouring into your body. Visualize it and feel it coming into the crown of your head and moving down to your heart. And again, bring your focus to your heart and allow your imagination to continue to work. And understand that we communicate with you initially first through this idea of your own imagination. You have described your imagination as something that makes things up, but actually your imagination is a perceiving device that translates higher dimensional frequencies into something you can understand. So this means that the more you get acquainted to your connection with us, the way that we present ourselves may grow and evolve and become clearer over time, though imagination is this initial gateway. So what do the voices in your head say? What images do we show to you? What feelings do we move through you? And if you do this meditation, initially you may simply feel waves of energy move through your body. And some people say, well, I felt love, I felt peace, I felt a high vibration, but nothing happened. I didn't receive contact. And really, that love, that peace, that high frequency energy is the first wave of contact. And as you then follow the guidance that we share of keeping yourself in alignment with that frequency as much as you can, easier telepathic contact becomes. The more that you follow your intuitive guidance, the easier telepathic contact becomes. Now, to gaze underneath the night sky at certain constellations and planetary objects is also a very powerful way for you to activate this connection. Understand that through the light coming from these constellations are also energy waves that you can receive. And so gazing and coming into a receptive state beneath the night sky and practicing this is very powerful and greatly expands contact. You can also print out images of the constellations that call to you and view them. And even through various channels, we have delivered certain symbols. And of course, there are images of the crop circles that carry codes of frequencies that allow you again to be in a more receptive state to integrate our energies. So the more that you look upon those images and keep them in your vicinity, the more, again, you can naturally tune to those frequencies. So to sum it all up, first of all, you have to believe the connection is possible. And then you have to understand that your imagination is the way that it works. And know that your imagination is there to show this to you. Stop questioning whether or not you are making it up and flow with it. Create the space, set aside the time to meditate and connect, have that intention and focus, and keep your frequency as high as possible as much as you can by always making the choices that align with your true highest excitement and passion and living from a truly heart-centered place.
Thank you for sharing.
Our thanks to you as well.
So there's one more question from Ivy, and she's asking, the universe recently showed me that part of my dharma is to take care of animals. Is there anything else I need to know to step fully into this path of caring for the animals? Will I ever be able to make money on this path, or is it better to volunteer my time?
Well, one thing that you can look into is the idea of animal communication. And much like what we have said about communicating with children, it has to do with tuning into the heart and allowing the emotional energy to speak to you, allowing yourself to feel with the animals and extending waves of love and compassion. It also has a bit to do with activating the sense of imagination, understanding that your imagination can start to pick up on the thought forms of the animals and translate it into something that you can understand. And in this way, the animals can tell you stories. Now, to volunteer your time, in this sense, allows you to develop that bond and develop these gifts. And there may be times at which you eventually find yourself connecting to animal sanctuaries that can pay you, or caring for other people's animals, or pet sitting, or so on and so forth. There are ways to make it work. So really the idea is just to continue following your passion, being open to the opportunities that present themselves, and channeling all of your love in this direction of caring for these animals.
Thank you. So right now there are no other questions, but I would have one more. So
All right.
one moment. So here I'm living in Munich, and near Munich they found a huge cornfield. How is it called? Like a pattern
Yes,
in the
cornfield.
cornfield. Yes, like a huge
Yeah.
pattern. And could you talk a little bit about that? Because I always wanted to see one in my life, and I love those patterns, and it's like a huge imprint of energy. And could you share something about it?
Have you visited it?
No, not yet, but I want to the next days.
Oh, yes. Yes, that will be a very powerful moment. So these crop circles are messages from our realm to yours. We, as the Pleiadian group, are responsible for many of them. Sometimes the hybrid groups bring through the crop circles as well. We are, in a sense, collaborating on these projects. So within the symbols that we present are frequencies that help your human race best adapt to the changing energies. So when you meditate upon these images or print them out and look close to them, you can receive the codes, the messages. Allow your imagination to also come to work. And we are also giving you an invitation to play artistically with these symbols, to use them perhaps in your healing work, or to draw and expand upon them, knowing that often these are universal symbols that can teach you quite a lot. Now, as well, when you go to the crop circles in person, you allow yourself to receive the frequency that we have transmitted to that part of the land. So as you touch some of the corn that has been bent and manipulated in this way, understand that there is a frequency that can come into your body, come into your being. You can meditate in this area and ask for some waves of contact to occur. You may find that as you go to these places, you may meet your guides in more clear ways. You can receive messages from them and in a way activate some codes within you.
It's wonderful. So exciting.
Oh, yes,
Thank you.
it is very exciting.
Hi, I may
So
have
there
a
are then no more. Oh, hello. Yes, welcome.
question. Thank you, great counsel. It's something that's a bit odd that's been happening recently, but I've noticed that I seem to may have a bit of an issue with commitment, yet it may be linked to an aspect of feeling that the gifts that I give are too effortless. as if it was too easy for me to, let's say, gather that information or do this piece of work. And that's been hindering a bit of process as well, possibly impacting my leg in a negative way. The odd part of this
Yes.
is basically I understand how to step out of my mind from time to time and be all-encompassing and loving. Yet when issues kind of come in and this aspect of considering, let's say, my own worth, it just flatlines and brings me back to the mind. Would there be anything that the council could shed light on?
Oh, yes. So it may be useful to take a moment to get in touch with any negative beliefs and reframe them, to ask yourself, what may you be believing beneath the surface that causes you to second guess your own worth, or the concept of worthiness or value in general? And then ask yourself, what would the opposite high frequency belief system be? For example, my time is not worth this or that. There is no intrinsic value in this or that. You could say, I am innately valuable. My time is valuable. My talent is valuable. I am an innately worthy being, deserving to receive for what I share. And focus on that belief, perhaps write it down, or imagine it crystallize into form that you can meditate, perhaps even turning it into a symbol that you can draw and posting it somewhere that you can look at. A symbol that represents the idea of worthiness for you. And with this idea of commitment, well, understand commitment is in a sense at work with you. You are committed to certain things, yet when it comes to involve those who aren't valuing you, naturally that commitment falls away. And that is all well and good. So what you need to really do then is to create strong energetic agreements that feel mutually beneficial. And with those agreements in place, your commitment will naturally flourish. When you feel and experience being valued and appreciated for what you're doing, it will be much easier to pour your love into all of these various projects.
Wow, thank you for that. I've been able to spot a bit of a feeling that kind of comes inside whenever it's about the giving and this aspect. There's a bit of a resistance to allowing to receive. I can spot that from an old indoctrination aspect that happened with the parents, and that's kind of holding dear.
Yes. So can you pinpoint certain thoughts that are behind that feeling?
As if it's sense of like it's definitely somewhere close to non-worthiness, yet maybe the thought itself is I can't seem to pinpoint yet. Yet the range is around.
I am unworthy because
I don't know. That's where things get a bit confusing. It is just a
I am unworthy
aspect.
because my talent is irrelevant.
Maybe it's just so easy, or it's effortless.
So therefore, you could say the belief is things that are easy are not valuable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would definitely fall into that.
what would the opposite thought be?
Well, the value it gets is in the amount of time that it took to make it that easy, the amount of practice that it took to make it that easy.
Well, that isn't the opposite thought. The direct opposite, though, and there are two pathways, things that are easy are valuable. Things that are hard are not valuable.
Yeah, definitely.
Things that are
It just feels
easy
like
are valuable. They are easy for you because they are your most natural talents. They are your most natural talents because you then will have unlimited energy to chill into them as long as you are receiving in return. Things that are hard are not as valuable because if persistent practice has not made you good at certain things, those aren't the things that you are meant to bring into the world. And so beyond the idea of the time it takes, it is about the product itself. And if it takes you 20 minutes to make a very valuable and important drawing for somebody, its value has nothing to do with the 20 minutes. It has everything to do with the beauty, the import of the work itself.
that's great. There's just an interesting stuckness that's happening at the core of my being. Maybe it's not related to the whole drawing itself. It just seems that this aspect of not allowing to receive on that. As if to the core of my being, there's this feeling of not being able to allow to receive, or even allow myself to perceive the value that's being given, or to even accept good comments from it as well.
So, do you believe at some level you are fundamentally unworthy?
Not consciously, yet subconsciously, it seems to be something like that.
All right. Well, again, with negative belief system or any negative belief system, the idea way become like an owl, having very clear night vision to see into the darkness, move into the darkness to feel deeper the discomfort. Imagine that you sat down and you drew something that took 5 minutes, and out of nowhere comes a genie that wants to give you $2 billion for that. What feeling comes up then? Can this or some other sort of imagination conjure this feeling? People simply want to give to you. People shower you in compliments. Imagine that and go into the discomfort around it. And continue to ask yourself the question, what thought or belief is at the core of this feeling? And there will be a sort of snap, a click that occurs when you find the core of the belief. And then when you find it again, you must come to see that belief as invalid, as ludicrous, even as ridiculous, as something that does not make any sense logically. And by seeing it for the absurdity it really is, you start to be able to dismantle it, and then you must, in its place, conjure the opposite belief. And really the opposite belief will be one representation of your inherent worthiness. As an aspect of source, you are inherently worthy, because Source cannot create something unworthy. If it were truly unworthy, it would not exist at all. And by playing with this understanding and fitting it into this particular gap created by the removal of the negative belief system, you will be able to allow this new belief system of connectivity and worthiness to grow through you.
Well, great, thanks. Great, thanks. This is going to be great. I'll practice this right away. Thank you.
Yes, our great thanks and love to you as well.
Can I ask a quick follow-up question?
Yes.
Thank you. While I was looking at the car yesterday, I heard what sounded like my father's voice saying, you could do better, like kind of discouraging me from buying it. And what I had felt at the time was that it felt like a figment, like a remembering of his voice when he was alive. But I'm also wondering if it was like his spirit coming through actually giving me guidance.
One moment. Well, his spirit is very much present with you. But here actually, you are distorting his spirit through your own critical judgmental mind to suit your own negative expectations, you see?
I think I do. Can you expand on that?
Again, as we have said, the constant dance of comparison, worry, and doubt is really at the root of all of the imbalances in your body and in your life. And when you reprogram yourself to not doubt and second guess, none of these worries will be present. But as they are there, they are like lenses through which you see everything. So if you have a huge lens of worry in front of your psychic perception, and there's this energy coming from your father's spirit or any spirit, but you have this lens, you will see the spirit of somebody or hear the voice, but it will come through the filter of the negative belief, and therefore it will be colored by the negative belief.
What was he seeking to transmit to me?
Love.
And in regards to the decision and making the decision about the car.
Again, we've already said everything we need to say about this decision, and you are still doing the same thing.
Oh. Okay. So was he guiding me and encouraging towards it?
Again?
Was he offering
Again.
guidance?
His energy was a pure emanation. Your negative belief distorted the energy that he was sending to you. The way
Okay.
through this is to end the cycle of negativity. You have to interrupt your doubt and stop focusing on it. You have to understand that this doubt, this second guessing, is fundamentally negative and fundamentally will cause more negative experiences. When you have made the decision has been made. There is no going back. So you will only make your now moment worse by continuing these same thoughts. And this is just one microcosm of many areas of your life where you do the very same thing. So you must interrupt the negative, critical doubt and comparison and come into a pure state of acceptance. When you do that and the negative belief systems fall away, your psychic impressions will also stop having the tone of negativity.
Oh, the psychic impressions will not be having the tone of negativity. So he was just transmitting love. And if I was
Yes,
not having that,
your
yeah,
own belief systems distorted the love.
I see. So I couldn't really hear the message, whatever that was, the love message.
Yes. You heard the message through the filter of your own negative belief.
What would have been the message had I not had that filter of negative belief?
Trust the process. We love you.
Aw, thank you so much. Thank you, Pleiadian Council.
Yes. Yes, our thanks and love to you as well.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Oh, yes, our great thanks and love to you as well. Are there any more questions or inquiries at this time?
So in the chat, there are not any more questions.
All right.
And a big thanks from all the people that I was reading
Oh,
the
and our
messages
thanks.
for. And also from me, you could
Yeah.
really answer to a lot of questions and made a lot of things clear. Thank you so much for that.
Yes, our thanks and great love to you and all of you as well. It is a great pleasure to connect with you and be with you in this way. So we can conclude with a simple meditation then. If you all come to close your eyes, bring your focus into your heart. Taking some deep breaths in and out. Imagine yourself in a brilliant room, a fantastical sort of room, where before you lies a mirror of the future. And allow the mirror to show you immediately a future reality, say 6 months from this point. What does your life look like? 6 experience look like? 6 months from this point. Notice all of the details. Notice what you see and feel. And now take a moment to turn away from the mirror. And you come to meet a great brilliant being of light, perhaps somebody from our realm, there to support you, there to help you raise your own frequency to a higher vibration of energy. Again, take a moment to return to your heart and receive the energy from this being of light. Receive the energy from your higher self. Remembering perhaps the moments where you have felt the greatest love, the greatest joy. Bringing and expanding the quality of appreciation and gratitude for all that is alive within you in your life. Imagine this as a brilliant light that comes to expand through all of your body. This brilliant light going to the tips of your fingers, to the tips of your toes, to the top of your head and to your eyes as well. Every single part of you. Feeling charging with this light. Even forcing yourself to smile if you must, to expand that joy. To brilliantly light your whole being, your whole body up, opening your arms wide to receive more light filling you. And when you are ready, again turn to face this great cosmic mirror, and again witness what the future holds 6 months from now. But now project all of this brilliant light into the mirror. And notice as you expand your light, your love, and send it into the mirror, what is reflected back? Does the reflection you witness change? Does it grow? Does it evolve? Does it transform? Does what you see when you send out this higher frequency appear different to you than what you witnessed, what you felt, what you experienced before? This again is the great power of anticipation. This again is how so many great transformations happen in your world. That as you come to anticipate more positivity, more love, more connection, so you create that experience. As you anticipate strife, disconnection, disharmony, so you create that experience. And together, when you anticipate great waves of joy, great waves of light, and anticipation of bliss together, that is the experience that you evoke collectively. It creates a field of energy. So do remember this. Do remember that you play a pivotal role in the creation of all experiences. And always keep your anticipations light, bright, and brilliant. And then what shall come will be that same frequency of love and joy. Remember to do this and take actions that align with your vision. And know that love is your core, is your nature, is what is essential within you. So do keep your frequency charged in this way. Go out life in ways that inspire and enlighten you and those around you. Our great love is with you. Our great thanks is with you. It is a pleasure and honor to meet all of you, and we thank you for allowing this transmission. We shall continue to interact with you in other ways if you choose. Oh yeah. Hello, everybody.
Thank you, Dante.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dante.
Yay. I'm coming inside because it's raining on me suddenly. Oh. How's everybody
That
feeling?
was awesome.
Yay. So good.
Quite powerful, man.
Yeah,
Very
super
good.
powerful. Thank you so much.
Very good. So grateful for all of you. It was a lovely one.
Thank you, Dante.
You're welcome. Anybody who wants to contribute via donation, it's on the Facebook page. We appreciate it. And yeah, see you next week. Oh, and I forget to mention that we're going to launch a Reiki and energy healing class in September for anyone interested in that. So
Here, I'm interested.
yeah,
Yay.
yeah, the beginning of September, it will be a month-long course. You learn Reiki and some intuitive healing techniques. So I'm gonna post some things about that soon. But yeah,
Amazing.
I don't know. How's everybody feeling today after that?
I feel very blessed and a lot of things cleared out for me.
Awesome.
Super nice. Yeah.
Yay.
It's so funny to me to hear the car story because I'm having my own little car story.
Oh, crazy.
Right in the middle of that, I got a call from my mechanic, and I've decided not to put any more money into my car, so I need to get a new car.
Oh, where are
Thinking
you?
about it.
Where are you located?
Washington.
Oh, that's where I used to live. Wow. Well, that's good that you're. Well, I'm glad you're making good choices as far as
I
what you
am
need to
making
do
good
here.
choices, yes. And you helped a little bit, so I appreciate that.
Oh, good. I'm glad my question could help you as well.
Yeah.
I just hurt my crystal,
Ooh.
guys. It's really sad.
What happened, love? You break another crystal?
I just hurt my crystal. Yeah.
Oh. Oh. On our behalf, my
It's
love.
okay. It wasn't that bad. It was already kind of hurt to begin with, I guess.
Oh. Give it a kiss. Yeah.
Wow, cars. Interesting.
Yeah.
We always make the right decisions for our growth.
Indeed. Indeed. Well,
Mhm.
I love you,
Mhm.
everybody. Have a beautiful rest of your day or night or whatever it might be. And
Love
thank
you
you, dear
all.
host.
Yes.
Thank
So much
you.
love.
Thank you. Yeah. So
Mm.
Thank you.
shiny.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Good to see
Love
you.
you guys. I haven't taken a shower yet.
Adios.
Adios.
Yeah.
Buenos dias.
It's
Buenas
good to do
tardes.
that.
My
Bye.
beautiful
Buenas
soul.
tardes. Buenas tardes.
Dios.
Bye.